This week we are going to be working with CSS, and I've got some web-based readings for you. It looks like a lot, but this isn't even, this is probably a third of all of the CSS that you're going to learn. So CSS is huge. Um, but each of these pages is pretty small. So while it looks like a lot, um, when you click on these links, there's just not a whole lot involved in all of them. But I do want you to read through here and especially go into the try it yourself and, play around with the settings. So this is changing the background color. And we have in HTML, we have color names. And a lot of them are just like, the regular colors. So you can actually just key them in. Let's see. And then if you wanted to change the color of the text, that is color is the CSS property for that. Okay, so you can kind of play around with that and practice using some of those commands. Then when you finish with that, you're going to go into the lecture demo, which kind of puts all of those individual commands together and shows you how you can use them in an external style sheet, an internal style sheet, or how you can actually add the styles right into an HTML tag. Okay, so we go through all of the CSS information in here, and you'll notice that quite often for interactive examples, I link out to W3 schools so you can practice. And then I will have links to examples. So we're talking about external style sheets. So I'm linking to one that I'm actually using for this class. Okay, so here is an external page. And here is a link to the style sheet. So if you click on it, you can actually see it. So I encourage you to look at, all of the pages that are linked in and pay special attention to the interactive pages because that's really how you learn. Um, this lecture demo does include quite a bit of information on color and color theory, which will help you select colors that look good on your page. So you're going to want to read through all of that. And then you get into the textbook assignment, which is more directive. So there are videos that you can watch that kind of walk you through all of the required tasks. And we will be opening some of our previous exercises and applying CSS to them. In addition, you're going to download some additional pages and some graphics that go with those pages, and you'll be styling those as well. Once you are done with the textbook assignment, you're going to work on the lab assignment. And for the lab assignment, you are going to take the page that you created last week. And this is the page with the detail and summary section in it. And you're going to be creating a color scheme for that page. And I have linked to one of the many resources you can use to determine a color scheme. I have quite a few in the lecture demo, and I put this one in here. But you are going to decide what your color scheme is going to be. Okay? And then you're going to style that page, and you will be updating your assignment page with links to the textbook and lab assignment. And you are also going to be creating an external style sheet for your assignment page, and you're going to be linking that in. And so you do need to select a color scheme for your assignment page. Okay. And there was numerous websites in the lecture that you can go to for background graphics, or you could upload your background graphic to Lunapic and pull colors for that. And I do have a little video that shows you how to do that so you can get colors that look good with your background. Right? And so this is my example. And here's a link to the CSS that I used. Okay, so that is the lab assignment. And after you finish that, we do have a little discussion on CSS research. So we have just kind of gotten to the tip of the iceberg as far as CSS goes. We have a lot more CSS that we will be covering, but we won't get to it until lesson 9. So this is your opportunity to do a little research. And this actually addresses 2 of our learning outcomes. Give and receive feedback in appropriate manner and engage in self-directed learning. So what you are going to do is you're going to select a property, a CSS property you want to learn more about, and research it using the internet. So it can be any of the properties we learned this week, or it can be part of CSS 3 that we are not going to learn till later this semester. Okay, and in your posting, you need to indicate which property you researched and provide a link to the article or video that you used. Explain what the purpose of the CSS property is and how it can be used in web pages. And then you're going to read postings from other students and reply to one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and post an example, and then you can reply to mine or you can reply to one of your classmates. So I'm going to pause here for a minute. All right, so I posted this. This is like a super cool site that I really, really like, CSS Tricks. And one of the, I guess it's experimental CSS, is adding stroke and fill to text. Kind of similar to Adobe Illustrator, if you are familiar with that. But this is how it looks, kind of that light orange is how it looks if you stroke and fill the text versus the text above that that does not have any stroke or fill. And the commands that you need to use are text stroke and text fill, fill dash color, actually. And you'll notice that there's a WebKit prefix that I've like duplicated the commands. And that is because there are some browsers that don't recognize this because it is experimental. So that is why you have to have both versions. Okay? But it is kind of cool and it eliminates having to do this business to get an outline. Okay? So that is my example. And I'm sure you guys all find some really cool stuff too. Keep in mind that we will be doing transitions and animations and all sorts of advanced CSS in lesson 9. Okay, and that is pretty much what we have for this week. If you have questions or if you run into problems, please let me know. Under resources, you'll notice I did include a link to CSS reference, which is another place that you can go if you're looking for a topic to post on, because this pretty much has all of the CSS listed right here. Okay. And then I also have a link to the on-campus tutoring. So have an awesome week. Let me know if you have any questions.